Good evening, people. This is Clarissa Williams. Most of y'all know I am fighting for the return of my daughter. Greenville County Department, Greenville, South Carolina Department of Social Services kidnapped my baby from school December the 14th, 2021. Falsified documents. Y'all know that. I'm here to blow the whistle because I want these people to be held accountable for the kidnapping of my daughter. And these are some judges involved. So Greenville County, South Carolina, Family Court Judges Forum is involved in misconduct, corruption, trying to cover up DSS crimes for kidnapping my baby, abuse of power. And all four of them judges, Catherine Tiffany, Tarita Dunbar, Rochelle Connors, Kamaka Nichols Graham, have all signed an order which has really resulted in my daughter being physically and mentally abused and neglected in the state of Georgia. My daughter's in Georgia. South Carolina. Catherine Tiffany temporarily placed her with her father illegally in the state of Georgia. Then Judge Connors placed her permanently with this man in the state of Georgia. They ain't do no fingerprint this man. They ain't do no background check. Because if they would have and did it the right way, Georgia would have said no and would have found him 2 felony convictions, would have found that he was on probation, would have found he did some prison time, would have found that he had a probation violation and said no. My baby would have never went to Georgia if Judge Catherine Tiffany had followed the law. So we on Tarita Dunbar today. I found this on Family Court website because I do my research and I'm investigating and I'm blowing a whistle and I'm seeking justice. This is public information. You can go to their website and find it. My intention is never to bring violence about this case. It's about to get justice and for public awareness and about public interest about what's going on in that courthouse. Because if you go over there, you may go for child support, divorce, separation, restraining order. Your kids may get in trouble in school. A lot of the things you may go over there for, but you better be careful. And you better know what you're doing, and you better take your doggone your law book. I told you to go to the General Assembly website and print that book out, the children's law. Because these people ain't following no laws over there. And DSS, y'all know y'all have committed everything you could think of. Perjury, forgery, notarized false documents, change dates, change doctor statements, forging court orders. Y'all doing everything you can unimaginable over there. But I don't caught you. So let's talk about Judge Tarita Dunbar. I found this, which is very interesting. Judge Tarita Dunbar used to be an attorney for Spartanburg and Cherokee County Department of Social Services. Did you hear that? That's DSS. DSS is the plaintiff against me. DSS they're a state agency who kidnapped my daughter from school and placed her in foster care. And Judge Tarita Dunbar, that's your former employer. That's conflict of interest. Attorney Sam Weldon, Richard Allen, Rebecca Way. They currently work for your former employer. That's conflict of interest. You should never preside over that alleged ex parte hearing that allegedly took place on December the 13th, 2021. Now, let me tell you what she did. Later down the road, she recused herself because I went on social media on her. And she recused herself. I don't know exactly what day, but when we went to that hearing, I think it was March the 7th in front of Judge Kamika Nichols Graham, when Vanessa Casey filed that motion to withdraw after I started putting heat on her about that continuous order with that pre-trial. She filed a motion to withdraw the very next day. Told her she gonna be named in a complaint. Well, one of the DSS attorneys and one of the employees stood up and said Judge Tarita Dunbar recused herself. I guess they didn't think I was gonna remember. It's in the transcript. Go look. You can see it. So, I don't understand why this lady is allowed to preside over DSS cases. That's a conflict of interest. Who lets her do that? So, ladies, you didn't let she preside over your case. I'm gonna tell you about that later. What you need to do. But let's move on to South Carolina Rule 501 Code of Judicial Conduct. Because there's a few things in here that this lady's supposed to be doing. Judge Tarita Dunbar. A judge should respect and comply with the law and should act at all times in a manner that promotes public confidence in the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. Okay. A judge shall hear and decide matters assigned to the judge except those in disqualification, which a disqualification is required. I think that's a disqualification situation there. Judge should be faithful to the law. Okay, so we can read it and maintain professional competence in the judge and competence in it. A judge should not be swayed by partisan interest, public clamor, or fear of criticism. Okay, I ain't got to the real good one yet. Okay, disqualification. A judge should disqualify himself or herself in a proceeding in which the judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned, including but not limited to instances. Let's look at this one real quick. A judge formerly employed by a government agency, however, should disqualify himself or herself in a proceeding if the judge's impartiality may reasonably be questioned because of such association. Ain't no reasonably, it should be questioned. This lady used to work for a state government agency, which is DSS. She should have never heard that case. She should have never signed that order. That's grounds for that order that order is illegal, null and void, and it should be unenforceable. And that entire case needs to be dismissed. And my baby needs to be returned immediately to me. Now, I don't understand how this is happening. I really don't, and who is allowing this to happen. Now, this is corruption. Sure is. Now, Sam Weldon. Well, let's look at this order, because y'all need to know something about this ex parte and how important it is. This is an ex parte order that a judge, Tarita Dunbar, allegedly signed, giving DSS permission to take my baby from me, and they put her in foster care. This is it right here. This is a very serious order. Now let me tell you how the ex parte hearing went down and what it is. An ex parte hearing is a little sneaky, crooked, deceptive hearing where the other party ain't there. So the plaintiff, which is DSS, run over there to the courthouse allegedly, asked the judge is saying that they don't want me to be there, so they can say any and everything they want about me, and I can't defend myself. I'm not there to defend myself against these allegations. See, they've been doing this for a while. This is a workaround for them to take your baby. Because if not, they would send you a document for like an emergency protective custody order and have you come in and allow you to be able to tell your side to the judge. But they honoring these little ex parte hearings and taking your children right from under your nose, and you don't even know nothing about it. Ain't nothing you can do. So let's read this. I came across this. Ethical and procedural considerations in family court ex parte request. Ex parte relief is a drastic remedy as it denies the opposing party significant due process rights. That's me. I'm the opposing party. Seeking ex parte relief from the family court implicates both the rules of professional conduct and the rules of civil procedure. Failure to follow the rules set in place for seeking ex parte relief raises professional conduct considerations that could lead to attorney discipline. Do you hear that, Sam Weldon? Family law attorneys should familiarize themselves with the few rules that govern ex parte requests. So this is a very dangerous hearing, but DSS has been allowed to use it. And like I said, I don't even think that the Supreme Court or the Appeals Court even know how DSS is taking advantage of this and abusing their powers with this little ex parte hearings that's going around. And then this was kind of interesting too. The ex parte order must define the injury and state why it is irreparable and why the order was granted without notice. They want to know why did you grant this ex parte order without giving me notice? Then it says the ex parte order must by its own terms expire within 10 days. Its first obligation is one placed on the attorney. The other two obligations are placed upon the judge issuing the order, though it is generally the attorney who is preparing to oppose ex parte restraining order. When ex parte relief is granted, the motion for a temporary injunction shall be set down for hearing at the earliest possible time and takes precedence over all matters except older matters of the same. You know what? It just says, rarely do the affidavits accompany ex parte requests give the courts a balanced review of the facts. That you said that right. You ain't got no facts or nothing, or report any material or adverse facts. However, failure to inform the court of all material facts and making ex parte requests is a violation of the rules of professional conduct. Counsel may be extremely cautious in making ex parte requests and in ensuring that such substantive requests Comply with ethical obligations. See, this is what DSS does. This is how they take your children. This little fancy language. All it is just saying you committing crimes against people, stealing people's children, and kidnapping them. And the judges ain't doing their job to make sure they got all the facts. This lady ain't know nothing about me. I ain't even get a chance to send no affidavits. I ain't know nothing about this hearing. Did you hear that? I ain't know nothing about a hearing. I ain't know I was under investigation for no doggone abuse and neglect. Miss Sam, well, you in hot water. Cause I'm on you. And I know what you did. And I wanted to judge Tarita Dunbar. We're going to get into some other stuff. We're going to get real deep dirty down in this thing. And you're going to see what I'm going to produce. Because I know it's just a matter of time before they start throwing each other under the bus. So y'all, we ain't gotten to this. This is going to be the most deep. No, Judge Connor's going to be the most deepest. But watch my YouTube channel, Clarissa Speaks the Truth, because that's what I do. And watch some of my other videos showing how DSS and those family court judges don't set me up and frame me for abuse and neglect. So just stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get dirty. Have a good night.